What's up, guys? My name's Veronica. Welcome back to my channel. We discuss lifestyle and mental health content here. Today we are going to talk about perfectionism and how it is ruining your life. Not just a little bit, but if how you do anything is how you do everything, this is something that is affecting every area of your life. If perfectionism is something that you struggle with, this is something that I might, this video might have to be split into a couple of days. So you might see my hairstyle changing, my clothes changing, but I wanted to make sure to hit all the topics with you guys today. Perfectionism, defined by Oxford's dictionary, is basically the lack or refusing to accept anything less than flawless or lacking perfection. And that definition was imperfect. If you'd like to look up the exact definition, feel free to look it up. If perfectionism is something that you struggle with, it's influencing every area of your life. It's affecting how you're showing up as a parent, as a partner, as a friend, as an entrepreneur, if you're willing to try new things, if you're willing to get rid of toxic friends in your life, you're less likely to do that if you don't think that you deserve it. You're so focused on the fact that you're not good enough. You don't deserve to have the friends in your life that would help to make you a better person. And if you stop to think about it for a second, you'd realize that the issues that you have with perfectionism deal with comparison and being worried about what other people are going to think about you. I don't have the right to show up as my best self or let my good be good enough or even my best be good enough because I'm worried about what someone else is going to think. I'm worried about all of the negative comments about who isn't going to be able to receive any kind of message that I might have to share because of the issues they have with me, because of the issues I have with myself. Part of it has to do with acceptance. You are where you are, and nobody's perfect. Just because we're not perfect, it doesn't mean that your message doesn't have value. It doesn't mean that you don't still have something to contribute to other people. It's like when you're potty training and you're 1 year old, 2 years old, if just because you wet your pants, your parents said, oh my God, she wet her pants, we're just not going to let her potty train her anymore. We're giving up on this person because of one mistake. Just because your life isn't flawless doesn't mean you should stop trying to be the higher version of yourself. And sometimes that might mean letting go of toxic people in our lives that are holding us back, that keep reminding us of the mistakes that we've made in the past, as though it's not okay for you to move forward, as if anyone was perfect. No one's perfect. And that's okay. On the road to being the best version of yourself, you're going to make mistakes along the way. I had a friend of mine was talking with me yesterday about how failure is a part of success. It's the same thing on this journey that hopefully most of us are on, of trying to be that higher version of yourself. You're going to have times where you slip back into the old version of yourself. It doesn't mean that you should stop trying. Just like when you were learning to walk, sometimes you'd fall and you keep getting back up until your not so good becomes better and your better can become great. But that can't happen if you give up on yourself. And it's easier to get there if you have people around you encouraging you along the way, right? Look, when you're learning to walk, your parents or a guardian was probably there with you, encouraging you to get up when you fell and to keep going. And I hope on this channel we all can be that for each other, to encourage each other to keep going. Sometimes we'll have missteps or failures that are more public than others, but to remember to take the time to be kind to yourself and to thank people who have been there to support you along the way, your influencers, to reach out to them and let them know that they've been a blessing to your life. feel like more often than not, you'll hear someone criticizing someone when they fall instead of lifting them up. And I want that for you guys, for you to be that for yourself and for you to be that for each other. So how do we show up in life when we feel like we're not good enough? When you've held yourself to such an unreasonable standard that there's no room left for you to be yourself because you're too busy trying to be someone else. You're not your brother, you're not your sister, you're not your parents, you're not your children, and they're not you. And that has to be okay. We have to love ourselves the way we are, because when you don't, you end up attracting other people that don't love you for who you are. They can't value you because you don't value yourself. And you end up in a relationship or sustaining a relationship with a person that doesn't value you because you don't value yourself. And it becomes this cycle. It becomes this cycle of self-degradation where this broken view of yourself becomes your identity. So how do we stop that? How do we change our identity? You have to stop letting your past define you. Stop letting your past determine how you're going to show up in the present. And so now you're thinking to yourself, oh, Veronica, you don't understand. You don't know what I've done, who I've hurt. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because none of us are perfect. And anyone who doesn't understand that, right, who can't say that you don't deserve to be happy, that your message is less valid than anyone else's, is lying to themselves. Because at the end of the day, none of us are without fault, right? There's no one that can say that they've never done anything wrong. So what makes their message more valuable than yours? I don't care what you've done. If you've lied, stolen, went up on stage and decided to slap someone across the face for insulting your wife, can you come back from that? And the answer is yes. You can come back from anything. The main person standing in your way is you. So I challenge you to get out of your own way. Somebody else needs to hear the message that you have to share. Someone else needs you to show up as your best self. If only for the fact that it can show them they can do the same. That they can show up as their self, as their authentic self, as the highest version of themselves, to keep striving for that highest version of themselves, even when you fall, to get back up. I love you guys. If you like this video, please like this video. If you would like to see more content like this, please hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.